Welcome back to Top 10 Tuesdays, everyone. D-Bougie86 here again. And this week I will be doing my top 10 favorite Asian directors, which this list implies is that this isn't a best Asian director list. This is just my personal top 10 favorite Asian directors of the films I have seen by them. And it's a really interesting list. Of course, I'm going to leave some honorable mentions of other directors that I really dig their work. But I'm going to leave it down in the description bar, so check out all those directors. I'll leave it like a film to check out by them too. Where, it's just a tongue twister with some Asian names. It's going to be a tongue twister in this top 10, to be honest. But let's just get into it. At number 10, we have On Bong Ki with Witchboard, represented with Witchboard here. He also directed a film, Phone, which I highly enjoyed. I actually reviewed both these films on Body Bags, and really cool stuff. If you don't know who he's a Korean director who represents like the Korean ghost story like angle of his films. Kind of like, if you're a big fan of like J-horror ghost films or like K-horror ghost films, def check out his work. Phone and this film, Witchboard, both fucking awesome. Really cool endings to both of them, in my opinion. So, yep, that's at number 10, On Bong Ki. Number 9, we have Tatsuya Nakashima with Confessions. Fucking outstanding film with some fucked up shit that happens in this one, I gotta say. More on, like, the revenge, style with this film in particular. He also directed a film that I actually haven't seen called Memories of Mushishoku, which I heard really good things about, which I want to really grab soon. And he also directed a film called Kamikaze Girls, which I heard is very bizarre and weird also. Really cool director, and if you haven't seen Confessions yet, I def recommend it. I actually reviewed this on Body Bags also. Fucking awesome, like, revenge film. That's at number 9 with him. At number 8, we have Ki Fujiwara, who's actually a female director. And this is her first feature film, Organ, represented. I actually have her second film, ID. I actually just got it in the mail a couple of days ago. And it's a very interesting film like this one. It involves body horror also. This is a very body horror heavy film with a lot of gross out shit in it. Fucking great story though in this one. And it was actually cool, like, her background, because she was actually an actress before she was a director. She actually starred in a film that might be represented later on this list with another Asian director. But yeah, if you haven't checked out Organ, def check it out. Awesome director right there, Ki Fujiwara. That's at number 8. Number 7, we have Yoshihiro Nishimura with Tokyo Gore Police, of course. I actually dig all his films for different reasons. Like, he also directed Hell Driver and co-directed Vampire Girl versus Frankenstein Girl. I believe that's the title. I can't think of it off the top of my head. But really cool shit. Another film involving, like, body horror type shit. If you don't know about him, he was actually a makeup effects artist before he directed. And he worked with a bunch of, like, different directors like Noburo, Iguchi, like most of the Sushi Typhoon guys did effects on all those films. And he made Tokyo Gore Police, which I believe was his first film. And it's just fucking outstanding, from its pulsating score to its performance by Ii Shina. And the effects are outstanding. And he also directed Hell Driver, which is another batshit crazy fucking film with Ii Shina, and it's just fucking awesome. So, yeah, Yoshihiro Nishimura, def check out his films. Awesome director there at number 7. Number 6, we have a director that I don't even know why he's at number 6, to be honest, because he's actually one of my favorite. But the way I just did this list, this list is in no order. But we have Yoshiro Honda, of course, represented by the film that created the kaiju genre with Godzilla. Very interesting story about Honda, of course, because when he made this film, he was actually a documented news, like, in the World War II, and he actually filmed scenes from Hiroshima when it actually happened and shit, and like the aftermath and shit. And he used what his knowledge of Hiroshima and used it to create like the sets of the destroyed like Tokyo in Godzilla. And another cool thing, if you didn't know about Honda and like his way of directing films, he was actually close friends with Akira Kurosawa, who's, if you don't know Asian cinema at all, Akira Kurosawa is probably like one of the fucking greatest directors of all time. He influenced so many directors and films and genres and everything. If you go back, he influenced like westerns and Star Wars even. Star Wars was even influenced by Kurosawa. But yeah, they were close friends. There's actually images of Kurosawa on the set of Godzilla and shit. And later on in his career, Kurosawa actually asked Honda to ghost direct a few of his films with him, because Kurosawa was going blind at this time because he was at an old age. And a lot of the later day, like Kurosawa films like Ron and Dreams and Keijimusha was actually ghost directed with Honda. And it's really cool because that makes me respect Honda even more, because he would take time to help his friend direct a film and use his visionary styles also and listen to him, and really, really well done, and they really were close friends in real life. So that's why Honda is at number 6, and just an awesome director, of course, because he is the godfather of the kaiju film also. Really awesome edition of Godzilla from Criterion. Of course, that's at number 6, Ishiro Honda. Number 5, we have Ji Woon, of course, with his masterpiece, I Saw the Devil. Great classic masterpiece in the revenge cinema. With, of course, if you don't know his other films, he also directed A Tale of Two Sisters. He also directed like this weird, bizarre like version of The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly called The Good, the Bad, and the Weird. And also, for us Americans, he directed The Last Stand with Arnold Schwarzenegger, which I actually am a big fan of that film. I like the style, and it's actually one of my favorite like later day Schwarzenegger films, because I just like the setting and shit. Kind of reminds me of like a western in a way. But yeah, if you haven't seen I Saw the Devil, it's just a masterpiece, of course, with Chow Min-sik, who might actually appear in a few minutes, actually, also. But yeah, if you haven't seen this yet, I highly recommend this film. It's like a 10 out of 10 masterpiece, in my opinion. So Kim Jin-woo at number 5. Number 4, of course, we have Park Chan-wook with his classic Vengeance trilogy. Of course, Old Boy with Chow Min-sik again. Fucking great revenge styles. If you don't know like his other films, he also directed a vampire film, Thirst, which is really fucking cool also. Very imagery, and for us American audience, he also directed Stoker with Nicole Kidman, and that film's very visionary, and I like how he used like his style for that film. It's very image ready film, and it's beautiful to look at. Really awesome, like kind of like artsy thriller. That's the way I would describe Stoker. But fucking awesome. It's like a mystery also. So Park Chan-wook, of course, awesome director. Definitely recommend this box set. This is from Canada. Really awesome shit. He's at number 4, Park Chan-wook, and at number 3, we have Shina Tsukamoto, here represented by Tessio. Really fucking visionary director with great sense of like body horror. All his films, in a way, have some sort of body horror elements in them. Like, I reviewed A Snake of June, which is just a masterpiece in my opinion, and very visionary. Really love that film. It's really beautiful. Of course, Tessio is a classic of like this guy turned into like this kind of like machine, like organism. And he also directed the 2 sequels, which actually the sequels on this edition too, by Third Window Films. Fucking outstanding director. And if you haven't seen any of his films, Nightmare Detective, Snake of June, the Tessio films, he's also an acclaimed actor. He actually starred in what's the film he starred in? Memorbido, which is from the director of The Grudge, which I actually really enjoy that film. And this film actually stars Kei Fujiwara, who directed Organ. So, very influential film and director because he influenced people that he worked with also. And he's an actor in his own right. He actually stars in most of his films. So, yep, Shino Tasukamoto at number 3. Number 2, and this might not shock some people, I don't know. And of course, that's Takashi Miike, here represented by probably his most known film, Audition. Which I actually do enjoy this film. I know it's people say it's overrated and shit and have their own opinions on it. I do enjoy this film for what it is. It's actually not my favorite Miike film. One of my favorite Miike films is actually like Lesson of Evil, which is an awesome film by him. He's also known, of course, for like his crime genre stuff, his Asian crime films, and he just is a very fucking well done, versatile director with a style and sense, and he makes like mad films a year too. That's a crazy thing about Miike. Like he makes like maybe like 5 or 6 films a year sometimes, and it's just outrageous how busy this guy keeps, especially at his age. But I love all his films for different reasons. There's some that I don't really care for as much, like what's one that? Well, actually, I do like Guzu, but there's a few like of his other ones that are okay, like his horror ones, in my opinion. But yeah, this is he's one of the best directors out there, and he is one of my favorite Asian directors. So Miike at number 2. And at number 1, we have Sonie Sono, here represented by Strange Circus. Now, Sonie Sono's first film, Suicide Club, is a bizarre trip. It really is. It involves, like, J-pop and shit, like, and fucking craziness with, like, the first scene of Suicide Club is actually a bunch of schoolgirls shopping in front of a train. If you haven't seen that film. And this film is just fucking bizarre, but, like, if you haven't seen it, it's just a mindfuck, this whole film. And he also directed his version of, like, a J-horror film with hair extensions, which ironically isn't his best film, but it's still fucking really good. I really do enjoy that film. I think I gave it like an 8 on body bags when I reviewed it. And of course, he directed this is really not a non-horror film, but it is kind of fucked up. There is some fucked up shit in it. Love Exposure, which is a 4-hour opus. Yes, I said it, 4 hours, and I wasn't bored for the whole 4 hours. It's just a fucking bizarre, awesome trip with some fucked up like cult shit in it in like the middle of the film. And he's directed a few films like Guilty of Romance and really fucking great stories. Cold Fish, which is another masterpiece for us horror fans. And his style and visionary sense and the way he makes films is really well done. He actually even scores his own films, some of them. And he's just a really visionary director, in my opinion. I haven't seen a film that I didn't like by Sanyo. There's a few that I thought could have been a little better, but I still liked things about them. And that's why he's at number 1, because I didn't hate any of his films. So that's my list, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, I'll leave a few like honorable mentions in the description bar. So yeah, check out all these directors plus the few honorable mentions I'm going to list. So as always, I'll see you next video. Peace out.